Hey family, welcome back to Transcend with Ebony. It's Ebony dropping by with another message. Welcome. My apologies, everyone. I know I have been MIA for the last couple of days. However, the Lord has called me into solitude. It was time for me to just sit back, retreat with the Lord, and just allow Him to recalibrate me. It was time for me to recalibrate and realign. Sometimes I have to sit back alone with the Lord and take a break, from recording or creating any content for a while. So that way I can allow the Lord to just fill me up and fill me up until I overflow. And then once I'm at that point, then I can come and I can share everything with you all. So that's what I've been doing. Me and the Lord have been spending some one-on-one time, and it has been much needed and beautiful. Anyhow, so this is gonna be a little bit different. Usually I just get on and I dive right into it, but this time, what I notice is the Holy Spirit be flowing heavily in and through me when it's at the most crazy times. I can be either in the middle of spring cleaning or at the grocery store or running around with my boys, and I can't always just jump on to record. So I was like, you know what? Whip that phone out and take down some notes because this message needs to get out. Anyhow, so right into the message. So earlier I was slicing up an apple. We're getting ready to slice the apple for my son. So the apple was beautiful. It looked fresh. It looked like it was perfect. So I started slicing the apple, and as I was slicing the apple, it looked good, even tasted good. So as I continued to slice and I got about midway through the apple, I noticed that it was a big brown rotten spot in the middle of the apple. And I kept cutting. I was like, this is weird. This apple was just perfect. So I kept cutting, and throughout the rest of the apple was rotten. So the Lord ministered to me and gave me this information. Much like this apple, people can be this way as well. This is why we must test the spirit behind an individual before getting deeply involved with them. Because if you don't, you may mess around and fall for someone that you have no business even entertaining. Someone that God never intended on you being with. But since they look good on the outside and they were able to finesse you with their words, and they're saying all the right things that are intriguing to your flesh, you may easily be deceived and assume that they are a good person sent by God, when in reality, they may be a counterfeit all along. A narcissist will look good and attractive on the outside. They will love bomb you like there's no tomorrow. They'll literally say all the right things. I mean, they will sweep you off your feet and have you head over heels in love with them. And once they know that they've got you and that they get comfortable with you, that is when the mask begins to slip. And when they're unable to keep up the facade that they put on at the beginning, then you mess around and find out you done fell in love with, got married to, or formed a soul tie or a trauma bond with the child of Satan the entire time. And you find yourself being a victim of emotional abuse, reactive abuse, mental abuse, or maybe even physical abuse. So be vigilant. Test the spirit behind everyone that you encounter and ask God for spiritual discernment. This is a very, very true statement. Many times, especially when we're unaware of, testing of the spirits and things like that, a lot of times you'll encounter an individual and they'll look good, they'll talk good, they'll talk that talk, but they're not walking that walk. But you don't know that because you're so busy listening to them talk. And the things they're saying, it tickles your ears. It's intriguing to your flesh, as I mentioned a moment ago. So everything about it to your flesh feels so right. You're like, ooh, I like this person. Ooh, this person got this quality. Ooh, they seem to have this quality. Not knowing it's a show and it's a facade the entire time. That's why we must test the spirits behind these individuals, because narcissists are very good at this. They are master manipulators, and they specialize in manipulating individuals and deception, manipulation, Their thing is to grab a hold of your emotions. And if they can get you emotionally invested, then they know that they've got you, because that is what fuels them. When they can get an emotional response out of you, whether it be you telling them you love them, falling in love for them, whether it being them making you cry because they did something, and you're expressing that it hurts you that bad because you're crying. These things tickle them on the inside. A narcissist, that's when you see things like that little narcissist smirk. And that smirk will trip you out, especially when you first see it, because it's like the narcissist only chooses to smirk like this either when they're being vindictive and they have some type of plot or scheme up their sleeve, whether you may realize it or not, whether it be towards you or towards somebody else. But most importantly, when they have hurt you, when they've done something to hurt you or to really trigger something in you, that's when you'll see a little evil little smirk. And it's like you can literally be bawling, crying your eyes out, explaining to this individual how bad this hurt you, or why this is unacceptable, or why you need them to change said thing. And they will have this evil little smirk as if it's something that is funny to them. And it is. That is that demon within them manifesting. That's when you see that smirk. It'll look like their face, their whole entire facial expression changes. And you can tell that it's not them, but it's that spirit manifesting within them at that time. So to avoid all of this, be vigilant. Go to God in prayer. Ask God for his understanding, for his discernment in all things. And when it comes to an individual, instead of just, listening to the things that they tell you, you can literally listen, but don't absorb all of that. Don't take all that in as if that is exactly who they are. Take that back to the Lord in prayer first and ask God to clarify for you. Ask God, you know what, Lord, is this the individual for me? Lord, is this the individual sent by you? Who sent this individual? Is this individual's intentions good? Does this individual have ill intentions towards me? Because just because an individual look good on the outside don't mean that they're not rotten on the inside, just like that apple. And see, this is how the narcissist is. They'll look good, smell good, talk good, all that. And then when you get to know them, their heart is as dark as tar, because they have nothing but either a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, a lot of evil in their heart from the things that they have done to other people prior to you, the things that they're doing to you, the things that they have done in their life. Also, old traumas and old wounds that they have not addressed. And their heart is very dark. And have you ever heard the saying, hurt people hurt people? That is a very factual statement. Hurt people hurt people. Broken people break people. And this is something that the narcissist is great at, because they don't want to heal. They're okay being themselves. They're not actually themselves. They don't know who they are. Many of them have no idea. They don't identify with anything or anyone, because they're so busy being that chameleon that they shapeshift into whoever they need to be to fit into a certain crowd or in a certain relationship. If you ever sit back and if you've ever encountered a narcissist or been in a relationship with the narcissist, then you're able to sit back and see that no matter where this narcissist goes, they can blend right in. They can pretend to be a certain way with you, and they'll act as if they're everything that you are, that they have the same beliefs, same morals, same values, and everything. And then they get around another group of people, and you see the same thing happen. It's like they totally changed from who they were with you to a whole totally new individual when it comes down to their mindset, the things that they do, the things that they like. For instance, I was with a narcissist for several years, and when I tell you during the love bombing phase, when everything was so great and lovely and beautiful, and this individual appeared to be so perfect. This individual liked all the same food that I like. They like the same music that I like. They like to do certain things that I like. We had all this in common, supposedly. But then years down the line, I would cook. I would be like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and cook this since this was one of your favorite foods to eat. This individual don't, oh no, I don't like that. I don't eat that. Huh? What? For you? you didn't tell me that this was one of your favorite things to eat. No, it was the fact that I loved that meal. So this individual pretended to love that meal. And then once the individual got comfortable later on down the line, it came out this individual couldn't stand that the whole time, but was eating it with a smile on their face, talking about they loved it and this is what they want. This is one of their favorites. Talk about mind-boggling. You know, a narcissist, you just must be cautious, be vigilant, and be aware. And know that salt and sugar look just alike. Everything that glitters is not gold. So always take it back to the Lord in prayer and ask for clarity, ask for revelation. Lean to the Lord's understanding rather than your own. Test the spirit behind these people so you do not get deceived. So you are not deceived, so you are not manipulated, so you are not tricked, flipped, and bamboozled into being with one of these individuals. So I just pray that this word blesses someone and encourages someone. I love you all. God loves you all. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Talk to you soon.